Yeah, just a lot of building over the last couple of days. And it was fun. It was honestly fun. Some of it was reminiscing about my youth, because at least one of these sets I had when I was very, very young. And some of it, well, there's a few sets that I wanted when I was very, very young, but I didn't have when I was very, very young. There was even a surprise, which was this one right here. So I wrote a list, the Z Mighty list. So I already did the, now I've made a point to distinguish between the 375 and the 6075 castle, and I'm not sure if this is legit or not, but there was only two in the entire lot. 2 yellow 1x1 round bricks with solid stud, and there was 6 plus 1x1 round bricks with hollow stud. Now, the 6075 came out in 1981, which is after they changed from solid to a hollow stud. The 375 came out in 1978, where they still had solid studs. So that has a hollow studs, the yellow castle. So I think this is a 6075 versus the 375, because I got 375s, at least 2 of them, I believe 3, and they all have solid studs. The other thing is, when I was sorting more, I found another window, so that means 5 windows came in the lot instead of 6, and of course I already filled in with mine, but I think one of these has, this one right here has the wide sill at the bottom, the thick sill at the bottom, so I'm going to swap it out with this one. So at least 5 windows came in the lot, 1x1 windows. The red, which we'll get into later, is just a huge pile of bricks that I'm not going to bother sorting too much until it goes into the collection, and I might find it then. But so I think that's a 6075 versus a 375. But it's still for sale. and I won't dwell on it too much right now, but I'm sure I'll talk about it at some point. I went on BrickLink, and the cheapest, the literal cheapest set that's missing a lot of pieces is like $260. 200 something, maybe 230, some over $200. And I'm going, it's basic brick, people. it's basic brick. So if I never noticed that, let me fix this one. Just there. It's still for sale. So anyway, we'll talk about that later. So 6 sets I've reconstitutioned. So we have the 6075 castle, we have the 315 boat, and so this is the only, and this is, we'll get into deficiencies in a second, but this is when you have the bow and the stern and the 3 pieces, it can only be this set, the 315 boat. And this one has the centerpieces that do not have cargo holds, so you know it's the 315. It's the only boat that had the blue without the cargo holds and 3 centerpieces. So, no stickers, clearly no stickers. What's kind of cool is that I didn't realize they used a translucent milky white axle, 6L axle, and the old style bushing there to be a mast in the front. That's cool. The rest of it is basic brick, and you can see I went on about how wonderful this lot is, except for the white. The white got brutalized. Like really seriously brutalized. So the white in here, but again, all the pieces for this guy were in the lot. Every single piece here. I never had to get any pieces from my collection. All the pieces were in the lot. Fantastic. Now, the deficiencies are, yes, 2 of these pieces are broken, which happens a lot. I got a whole bunch of these little boat hull pieces, black, red, and blue. And many of them have the broken, some are even worse, but these are the 2 broken ones. This side is perfect mint. So, and there's supposed to be stickers here, no stickers. I don't know if I'm going to reorder from the Brick Sticker Shop. I actually have a friend who is mildly interested in buying this off of me, so I'm going to save that for him. 315. So that's that one. We'll put it over here, kind of in the view. And then we get into my childhood memories right here. And what surprised me is I never, ever noticed this before. when I built this one. Because I built this set numerous times when I was a kid. I had the instructions when I was a kid, but eventually they got thrown out. But I rebuilt this set numerous times when I was a kid. The 357 fire station. One of my most happiest memories as a kid. Now again, the Union Jack, I don't know why. This lot came with 4 flags, 2 Union Jacks, 1 castle, which is right over here. Fantastic flag. And one, I thought it was I thought initially it was a hospital. It was the red flag with the white plus, but I think it's the country that has the red cross, or the white cross and the red flag. Because I was expecting the Canadian flag. CLV. Now, what I had noticed when I was building this set for the first time ever in my life today is that this 2x2 white brick was off-centered from the roof. It's like 1 stud over. I always built it, even when I was a kid, right in the middle. And I never really looked clearly and closely at the instructions, even back when it was printed. And the instructions call for it to be there. Didn't notice that before until today. I'm going, oh, that's interesting. Now, the one piece that was missing, 1x2 gray tile for the sidewalk. So I just put it right there, the sidewalk piece right there. Other than that, all the pieces, and I believe, and I don't have the numbers in front of me, 2 1x2 red plates that I, for the life of me, cannot figure out where they go. I'm sure I forgot to do something, because again, when you're looking at Piron scans and or Brick Owl scans or whoever crappy scans, it's hard to see sometimes where these pieces go. So I grabbed I went through the parts list and I grabbed all the parts and I put it together, and there was 2 extra 1x2 red plates. C'est la vie. I love these things. I love this thing right there in back Lakeland. I love this brick. This is my childhood. And even seeing all the injection molds on the side just made me happy. Honest to goodness, it just made me happy. And then this guy with the big doors here, fantastic. And this is what I'm saying, the 2 yellow 1x1 round bricks with solid stud. I knew they were for this one. I knew this was this set was in the lot. So I put these 2 aside when I was building the yellow castle, knowing that these 2 had to go with the fire station. Because the fire station came out years before the yellow castle. So I know that those would be solid studs. And then this guy here, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Just one of my favorite sets, and a perfectly working, perfectly good condition ladder, which is rare. The yellow ladder, to have it in perfect condition, now I got a bunch. Some of them are broken and some are in perfect condition, but this one, the pieces are, look how immaculate the pieces are. Just literally astounding. Now, again, I went on Bricklink, and I think the cheapest one for this guy is like $40. Whatever. And a base plate too. The base plate's mint. And the base plate came with it. So, but you can see the white. The white is brutal. Like you can see the yellowed. It's like the blue's not that bad. The black and red and the yellow's magnificent, but the white is just wow. And you can see this Legoland brick printed as much, must be a different kind of plastic than the rest of it, because it didn't seem to fade at all. And again, it is what it is. You know, I can't complain from 1976 to now that these things have yellowed. But the black, nice. Still to this day, just looking at it, you know, I rebuilt that set a few times. I got it in a few lots. And I got a whole bunch of base plates I'm not going to show you, but I could build probably 10 of these right now, because I got about 10 base plates for this fire station right now. Now, the only thing I would be missing is the flag. Whatever. So, and then this one is a set that I wish I had, and I think I actually did a review on it, because I think I've got it in a lot last year. I honestly can't remember now. But this one, I was so happy because I thought I had all the pieces for this in the lot. Found the bottom turntable, the handle. What I didn't find in the lot at all was the part of this thing that connects to the base plate, the little bottom piece here. I have extras. They're somewhere in my collection. I got used lots that came with this, but this thing was completely broken. This whole gizmo here and this side was completely busted up. I got a spare conveyor belt. I have the spare red inserts in here, but these things were just completely decimated. The one, you know, basically the infrastructure of this thing was busted. I have a few of these that I got in used lots before. I even have a few of these I got in used lots before, but not one that was almost fully complete. And again, I have a bag, and I just saw it again the other day. It's up here somewhere. Again, I just had it, and I forgot to bring it down for the video, and I put it away. Which I'll get to it again. CLV. So I got a yellow one that's mint. It has all the pieces in it. But so and then the vehicles. I mean, these things are just so cute. This is my youth. This is, I didn't get this set, but this is my youth with the smooth wheels, and these hinge bricks, or hinge plates, and these digger buckets, and the digger, the tipper, just awesomeness at its best. And again, the headlight brick, just absolutely lovely. Now, I came downstairs when I was reconstituting this set to grab my string, the roller string that I got from Michael's, which I thought I left right there. And it ain't right there. So this thing does not have the string to connect this to this thing right now. C'est la vie. I'll go over to Michael's and grab another one. I'm sure I put it somewhere in storage to remember where I put it and blah, blah, blah. The yellow 1x4 brick, yellow mint. The 4x8 here is busted on the end. But other than that, all pieces are here except for, these are dualies, what we call dualies. This one's missing rubber. No, I got a bunch of even rubber for the dualies over there. But for now, I'll just leave it the way it is. The blue track, beautiful condition, blah, blah, blah. What I did have to get from my collection was the actual base plate, which actually shocked me. This is my base plate from my collection. It's not in the best of condition. I don't know what to tell you. I got it in used a lot years and years ago, and I knew it was for the quarry. I just never bothered rebuilding it. But the base plate has a little crack in it right here, and it's missing 4 studs that broke right off. But I'm not going to complain about it because this is done. I'm going to take it apart and put it into a bag and keep it or sell it. I don't care. I don't need this set. nor do I need the fire station. But whatever, we can talk about whatever. But most importantly, this is what I saw in the picture in the first place. So what had happened here there was a big bin of brick, and in one Ziploc, I saw this one, and I saw this one separated from the rest of the lot in a Ziploc. Now, these things were apart. You know, I saw the trans neon green here, and the antennas and the wings, so I knew it was this guy. And 100% complete except for this piece here, which I grabbed out of my collection, so I'll put it on here. And it was complete with these 1x1, oh, forget, I had the name in my head 5 seconds before I just was going to mention it. But the one side was broken, clippy bricks, clippy plates, clips, 1x1 plate clips. It was the one side of the clip was busted. So that got into the bin of doom, and I just grabbed this second one there. So complete now, fantastic. And this guy, one of my favorite sets of all time. The steering mechanism is just fantastic, utterly fantastic. I liked my version better where I enclosed the cockpit, but that's fine. I can live with this one now. And shouldn't surprise anybody, but there's one missing piece on here, and it's a trans red antenna. Not a shock at all. I am short. I am going to make that Bricklink order at some point. I am going to order trans red antennas, just a whole bunch of them, because I keep on finding sets that are missing 1 or 2 or whatever. So, but other than that, 100% complete. Oh wait, I have to remember. Sorry, I had to grab one of the wheels from my collection. Now I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure if I lost it when I came home. I'm not sure, but there was one missing wheel and one missing gray frictionless peg, non-friction peg. I don't know, because it was just the oddest thing, because all the other 3 tires are there and you can't really lose a tire easily. But look at the blue, look at the black, look at the canopy. Like these pieces are next to mint, and I just cannot get over that. So 6 sets reconstituted in this lot. Six what I consider to be fantastic sets. Now, 3 of these 6 sets I owned when I was a kid. I owned the fire station, and I owned those 2 space sets, because I can't say I was when I was a kid, but I did buy those ones off the shelf, new. I did not own the boat. Did not own the boat. I did not own the quarry, and nor did I own the Yellow Castle. But the quarry and the Yellow Castle I've reconstituted in the past from used lots. And the boat I could have built at any point in my entire life after collecting used lots, because I got lots of boat hulls, even going back in the 80s. I got lots of those boat hulls. So what's left? Oh, sorry. What's left is set number 404, which is a universal building set, which I'm not going to reconstitute. But I'll get to it. So all the doors and windows and tires. I was maybe going to figure out, because I don't think these things came in a universal set. I think they only came in like really fancy car sets. I have to look it up to see if there's an actual another set that. And I think I got 1, 2, 3, and should be 4 somewhere in here. If it's only 3, I'm not even gonna bother. It's only 3, I'm not gonna bother. So one's missing, obviously. I got a whole bunch of these, but I think these also came in a universal building set, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Lots of old doors and windows, these wonderful doors and windows. Old school. What I was thinking, that's not even Lego, Bit of Doom. What I was thinking about now, because I've got such a large collection of 1970s doors and windows and all the various colors, and I'm going to separate those out of the colors and put them in their own bin, because they do take up a lot of room. And the tires are just going to be rolled into the collection, blah, blah, blah. So that's the tires, and then we got the rest of the red brick. Oops, sorry, Joseph. Plates and bricks, basic plates and bricks, a whole bag full. Again, these also came in universal building sets. So a whole bag, 2x8s, 2x10s, so lots of them in here. So that's nice. And then we get over here. Let's get over here and start doing this stuff. These were the interesting 4x reds. So we got the swivel hinge. Got this guy. So I'm thinking I could have built one more set, the bulldozer, and no, I already bagged them up. The truck, the little dump truck, and the dozer, and I thought, yeah, but then I got this piece here, and then some of these pieces here. This piece here, I think this thing came in the universal building set, 404. The sign, and then again one more of these ball and socket connectors. So that's that. What else we got? Oh, sorry. Over here, plates, red plates, trans clear brick, and these guys, which again came in the universal sets and other sets back then. There's this little piece. I was honestly hoping to find a 2x3 slope, the 33-degree slope, not the 45 2x3. But that only came in that black race car from 1970, whatever. Because again, we got black plates here, yellow plates, and some extra pieces that shouldn't be in here. So yellow. This is blue unsorted. All the blues in here, including the doors, windows, bricks. Nothing else that's really that fancy in here, except there's one more tipper bucket, and just a bunch of these. But I think that came in the universal building set. You can sort of see that the blue sort of faded on some of the pieces, but again, that's going to happen with blue from the 70s. White doors and windows, 1970s, lots. I got bins full. Black basic brick, lots. And again, mint, so that's nice. So this is the fancy thing. So this is what's left over. So it's 1x6 headlight bricks, 1x4 headlight bricks, and then 3 of the digger arm holders, 1 blue, 2 yellow. Again, the universal building set had 1 or 2, a bunch of trees. So here's a bunch of trees. The trees. Love these trees. 1 non-broken weight brick for the boat, because the boat came with 2 weight bricks. So we got 1 non-broken and 1 broken, unfortunately broken. Now, I've never found any ABS glue that will hold this piece together nicely. I've tried to glue this in the past and other broken ones that I've had from before. So I've never found anything that holds this thing together strongly, nicely, and without looking like crap. So I'm not going to worry about it at this point, but they will go with the boat to wherever the boat goes. And then I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minifigs, no arms, no legs. Now, 3 of them came with the universal 4x404 building universal building kit. I think it was the 2 blue and the white. I can't remember. And so the other non-moving arms like minifigs, I don't know what set they came in. I'm not going to bother trying to figure it out. These things are just going to be rolled into the collection. And then I mentioned the flag and the other Union Jack. And then the big figs and some flowers. So I got some big fig flowers, blah, blah, blah. So, so that was interesting. Get that out of there so you don't see it. Then we get here, and this is just black 45-degree slopes, just a bag of them. Again, they came in the 404 universal building set. Looked like a cool one. And then we got more tires and I think some turntables, newer type turntables, which I found a little bit odd. I don't know when these turntables actually hit the market, but maybe they came in the 404. I don't know. I know this. I got 2 of these. Found the other one. Yeah, 2 of these. And these things definitely came in that universal building set. So that's why I know it's a universal building set. Most of the tires are together. Some of the tires are missing rubber. I don't care. I got lots of them. And again, a lot more 2x4 bricks for tires. Again, I got a whole bin of them over there. Nobody wants them. That's the main issue. Unless you're reconstituting a set from the 70s, who's going to want a 2x4 wheel brick? But then we get to the piece de la resistance, as they say, of the lot. And it's 5 feet. Again, so the universal building set only came with 48 or 50, depends on which site you see, of these things. And this is substantially more than 50. This is I used to do this all the time when I was a kid. Make these circles go down. Goes all by itself. Substantially a lot more than I've ever had before in my life. My collection of these things is right over here, and I think I said I had 126 of them. I'm trying to remember. I broke them up in the strips of 20. So this more than doubles the number of those things I have, which is literally astounding me. I didn't expect to find one lot that had this much of the tank treads, the 70s tank treads. I had no concept that this lot had any tank treads, and I got 5 feet of it. So that's something else. Was not expecting that, so happy me. And yeah, let's go. Gray. This is what's left of gray, and you can see some of it's yellowed. I mentioned that with the castle, and it becomes very brittle. So universal building set, I found out. I thought it was classic space at the beginning. I thought this was classic space, but universal. That 404 is a really big set, by the way. If you look it up, it has lots of pieces. I mean, 1970s pieces, but it has lots of pieces. And even this guy. So that's nice. Here's, I'll talk about this last. So we know that they got a whole bunch of 2, 4, 6, 8, whatever that came with these guys. So 4 more 10x20s. I took a whole bunch of 10x20s to the last bricks in the 6, and I sold them, and I got 1 million more now. Now, when I was a kid, this is what we lived on. this is what we lived on. This is before the base plates, the 32 by 32 base plates showed up. This is what we built our towns on right here. 10 by 20 bricks, because they are bricks. It's studs and tubes in the bottom. I had so many of these green ones. Now I got, because I've been collecting all the older sets, I have a whole bunch of gray, blue, red, white, and green without the tubes on the bottom, like the really old ones. And again, I don't know what to do with them all, because I got like 4 stacks of those colors over there. But the green ones, I think I took the bricks and the 6 and somebody bought them. And again, I got a whole bunch more now. So I'll figure that out at some point. Let me just clean some of this stuff so you don't see it. Put it back over there. The white, it's just sad. I don't even know what to tell you, because my white never looked like this. I don't know why the white, the rest of the colors, vivid. I mean, there's no damage to the brick. There's absolutely no damage to the brick. It just looks like it was left in the sun by itself, because the other colors were not affected. So this is kind of sad. Again, it also makes me want to try the Retro Bright, which I've never tried before, but I have to get around to it. And this is yellow. This is the bottom. This is substantially the most color in this entire collection was yellow, not just because of Yellow Castle, but set 404 and other sets. So even after reconstituting the quarry, I still have 2 of these. One of them came in the 404. I don't know what the other one came in, and I don't care. Because I have 2 more things in yellow. I got this big, huge digger in yellow. Doors, shutters, more of these guys. Again, I would say, I would, and the tail, which again, I found out was in the 404 Universal Building Set. So yellow is there. I'm going to fix Joseph's picture, flower for now. Put it over there. Put these back over here. Put these back over here. So you can see all the stuff that I got. This was, I will not say this was a perfect lot for me. It was not a perfect lot for me. And I bought it for specific reasons. That's not going to stay there. There's stuff at the end of the castle. Stuff. And stuff. And stuff. I honestly bought it for these 2 sets right here. This is why I bought the lot. And you can't see that. I can move everything back. And you get back over here too. Oh, that's gonna fall. Oh, right. So this is, I didn't talk about this piece. Last one. Okay. Still haven't tested it. I should sometime. Battery box is dead. Is the acid. I was happy to find, so I can find them easily. This is the broken digger front, which is, again, and the other piece wasn't in here, but I did find, and I think this also came in the 404, the 2 metal axles that convert the hole, the pinholes, the wheel holes into the axle. So you put that in there and you put this over here, and then you can run your bulldozer or whatever. So basically it converts the wheel hole into an axle for these guys. So that was neat. I'm not sure. Oops, that was fun. 2 of those yellow, and then 3 blue, 4 blue. There's 4 blue, and just a whole bunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 red 9-tooth gears. Again, that's because this. So 16 is just literally astounding. And again, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a half is broken. Sorry, there's a few broken pieces in here. 2 went into that one, and I think the 404 had some of these rails in it. I can't remember now. And then we got more of a variety of axles in the trans milky white, which I've never had before. I think I only had 8 and 4s before, but now there's 8 milky whites. There's 6 L milky whites. There's 10 or 12? 12. I don't think I've ever had 12 L Milky White axles before. Never had it. And there's another, so 3 of those, and then 4 Milky White. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 2x4 Technic bricks. And then this just dwarfs again right here. So there must have been a couple, I don't know, just a whole bunch of original red bushings. Now this is doubling, at least doubling the number I had previously. So there's just a ton of those. Now 4 universal joints, original universal. I already have 4 universal joints, red ones up there, but it's really cool to see the originals here. And then I used to say one more tipper, but I think that's no. I don't think that came in the universal building set. And then the red hub for these tires. Always like the red hubs. And then I don't know, one black. Maybe it came in a 404. I don't know. I don't think so. But and then one 1x8 Technic beam. Really? Just one. It's like that was the odd one to me, and this one, because nothing else, nothing besides the 8 L axle that came in this guy. Why is there this one? I have no idea. So this was an interesting lot for that. And again, I have all of these. Well, most of these axles I didn't have. Some of the white sizes before, Milky White axles. And again, I have a few of the 2x4 Technic, and I got a few of the metal axles, converters, but not in this quantity. And again, this guy is just going to go right in here and do a bit of doom because I don't need them. And I am going to test out that motor at some point. I am not going to throw out the battery box. I'm just going to put it in my other bin of battery boxes, but I'm going to see how this switches because, you know, it'll be fun. So, and I'm not going to figure out what because again, there's a headlight brick. I can probably build a little digger, a little tipper truck. There's already a guy out there that has hundreds of them. I don't think I need to contribute to that. So, and this just beautiful, one of my favorite things ever that Lego's ever put out. I mean, I like the new tank treads too, but this old stuff just makes me happy. So that's all that. So as I was saying, I bought it because I saw the Ziploc with these 2 sets on top. And of course the sets were in pieces, but you can tell just by one Ziploc that contains these 2 small sets, you know what they are. And my hope was that they would be, for the most part, all there. And for the most part, they were all there. The M-Tron was missing one piece that I had to get for my collection. This guy was missing a trans red antenna. Sylvie. And the walkie-talkie, I think, because there's only one walkie-talkie in there. So I did not have to grab hardly any pieces to reconstitute all these sets from my collection. I really didn't. So 6 sets, hardly anything from my collection. And for me, for my own personal thing, I mean, they didn't have to all be classic space. They didn't, right? I was happy to build the Yellow Castle again. I'm also happy to sell the Yellow Castle. So talk to me. But I was also happy to reconstitute the fire station because that just took me right back to being, whatever, 7 years old, 8 years old at the old house. This guy, it was really neat to finally get most of the parts together for the conveyor belt. And I keep on meaning, from me to you, don't tell anybody else. I keep on meaning to try to motorize the conveyor belt because I have an idea of what I want to do with it. And I have an idea of how I can do it with a strictly Lego solution. We'll have to see. But having a working conveyor, my second in my life working conveyor, not complete. I'll make it complete when I find the rest of the pieces, the one piece I'm missing. But having a fully complete working conveyor, my only second one in my entire life, I think is pretty awesome. And the fact that it came in this lot, that I wasn't expecting much from besides these 2 sets. Do I want to try reconstituting anything else? No, I'm kind of done. Because I looked at all the pieces that go with the 404 set, and I scrolled through it on Puron, and I'm going, most of the pieces that are left go with that set. So I don't need to, and that is a universal building set. I do not need to reconstitute universal building sets. So, when it comes to selling, so let's get into that topic really quick. When it comes to selling, the boat's already spoken for. It really is. For a friend. But if you do want boat hulls, I got a ton, and I brought a whole bunch to Bricks in the Six, and I sold them all before I left. And I only sold them because it's like a garage sale. I just wanted to get rid of them, so I wasn't looking to make a profit on them. Not that I would know what a profit is on them. So I sold them for really cheap, and a whole bunch of base plates. I started looking, as I said, the castle is well over $200 for an incomplete set right now on Bricklink. That's the lowest price, is incomplete. And I'm going, sure, if somebody wants to pay me that for this guy, they can have it. As for the fire station and the quarry, I for myself, knowing my history with Lego, they are kind of important to me, but I already have them. I already have one of each of these, at least one of each of these. And so I do not mind now, because I don't have the space for them. So if you want to say, hey, Dave, can you put that one aside for me? Just let me know. And I will absolutely do that. These guys are going to be rolled into my collection of classic space. Because, again, I do want to do that one big show where I put all my classic all over 17 tables. Like somebody threw up and just have classic space everywhere. And again, in this context, classic space is from 1978 to 1999, except for RoboForce. I'm too hard on RoboForce. I really am. I got what it's together. Like, if you, I'm not being completely not sarcastic when I say RoboForce. That's like the lowest of the low. It's like the dark world of Marvel movies. Up until Mr. Doctor Strange in the multiverse. Like, I don't think I've ever been disappointed by Marvel until that movie. It's like, I don't know what they were thinking. But anyway, up until Dark World, Dark World is my least favorite, was my least favorite Marvel movie. It was still okay. But the RoboForce is on that level. It was okay. And I do have them built. But I got to give them a break, because I keep on trashing them all the time. But anyway, I don't know how many of these I have right now. I don't care. I got another one, and I got a few of those, and they're just nice to have. I was so interested in getting all the Space Police one and all M-Tron, and I got them all. And every set of M-Tron I have multiple copies of, except for the Megacore Magnetizer. I think this one is the one I have the most duplicates of. I think I have 5 or 6 of them right now. I could be wrong, but I mean, the Space Police. I could be. What am I thinking? Holy crap! Where was that coming from? For Space Police, I have one Galaxy Commander, whatever the capital ship is. I did have 2 or 3 copies of the Space Isolation Base, but some friend wanted some pieces that are unique to that set, and I sent them to him, so I couldn't build a 3rd copy right now, and have it be complete. I could fake it, because it was like the 1x2 tile with the arrow in it. Who's gonna know? But this guy I have multiple copies of, and this guy I have multiple copies of, and so, but that's why I bought the set. That's why I bought the lot. I was more than pleasantly surprised to get the rest of this stuff. And the rest of the pieces are just going to be rolled into the collection. I'm going to start a new bin of basic brick. And what I may do, besides the white, is I'm going to remove pieces from my bins here and put these pieces in there, because these pieces are so good. That's what I'm probably going to do. I'm going to just casually look at my blue, my red, and my black. And if it's like really scratched and faded and whatever, I'm just going to remove those pieces and replace them with these pieces, because these pieces are so awesome. Besides the weight, I feel so happy on that alone that I got to build with my era of pieces from when I was a kid, and the pieces are really, really good. Because I've got a lot of lots where I knew it was from the 70s and 80s, and I started rebuilding it. I'm excited to build them, and I was still excited to build them, but the pieces weren't great. They were really bent, and corners were dented and whatever, so you have to like smooth them out so they fit together without leaving cracks and stuff. And again, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. I reconstituting sets, no matter how bad the pieces are. Sign me up. This is what I like doing. I like doing this. I like reconstituting sets right now. I don't know why. Because I make great videos that go 40 minutes. But I do like reconstituting sets. And I like lots that are have a mix of sets that I had and sets that I didn't have. And this is exactly one of those sets. And lots that have really cool... why did it have those 1x2 chain links at that many pieces in it? I have no concept of how. It took me decades of collecting used lots to get something that wasn't even as much as that, and I buy one lot and I've more than doubled my collection. It's just, to me, that's going to go down in one of those things in my head, is that how did that happen? Because we talked about this before. How did this lot evolve? Because just look at it right now. So 1978, maybe 1981, maybe 1981, but this is 1976 or 75. Like this is an old set, and this is comparably old, right? And this is the same age of old, like milky white axles. Are you kidding? That's mid 70s, maybe, right? So all of a sudden you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1981 maybe, and then a huge gap until Space Police 1, and then M-Tron. I think M-Tron came out the year after Space Police 1. But old to new. And there's literally nothing in the middle. Like the set 404 was 1977. Like that's when it came out. So all this, most of this stuff, except for these two sets, came out prior to 1981. Right? And all of a sudden you have these two sets sitting here. How does that happen? So I always like, I pontificate, I ruminate, I say, oh, this is possibly what happened, and the grandkids get it, whatever. These pieces were mint. No grandkids got access to this set between 1980, well, 1981, no grandkids got access to the set. No nephews and nieces came and destroyed the set. These sets were perfectly maintained by the person who owned them originally. That has to be my age or thereabouts. You're not going to be 10 years younger than me and get these sets. You're not going to be. These sets weren't available. I got this set before I was 10 years old. So if I'm 20, there's no way you're getting that fire station brand new off the shelf. You're not getting it. Like I will be the first to say, back in the day, Lego sets would last years on the shelf. You could go with 1973, buy a set, and be there in 1976. You look at the old brochures, they would, 3 or 4 years, they would have the same sets, and so they would refresh, whatever. It wasn't until, like, then you went to Futuron, and then Blacktron, and then M-Tron. But when you see the Blacktron, it still had classic space sets for sale, but it was like a couple of years later, right? So, but not 10 years. There's no way somebody who's 10 years younger than me got this set. No way. There's no how. I can't. There's no way you walk into the store 10 years after I got that set to get that set. So this person was my age or thereabouts. Could have been older. Could be slightly younger. As I said, the castle kind of is a giveaway. 1981, because again, the hollow stud on the top, not the 1978 version, 1981 version. That's the only thing I could see in it that gives it away to be 1981, the 6075 versus the 375, because maybe the 375 did come with hollow studs after a while. I don't know. But the 375, the one that was released initially in 1978, can almost guarantee it had solid studs. And then the next year, 1979, 1980, 1981. But anyway, so my whole point is that I try to think of, did he just build them? But again, besides the white, these things are not faded. Like yellow gets sun damaged, blue gets sun damaged, red gets, because I know this because I left my stuff out in the light, right? So I'm looking, look how glossy these pieces are. It's like they were never even built before. it's like, and they weren't like, you get a used lot and somebody had something together for a long time. You take it apart, you can see the dust marks where the pieces were not together, or the point of demarcation between where the pieces were hiding the dust, or so the dust couldn't settle on the brick. These had this set was not dusty. I still washed it. Any used lot gets washed when it comes to this house, but there was no outlines of where bricks would be on top of bricks in the dust on these things, and it was very lightly dusted. It wasn't like thick. Like I got some pieces in here in black that you can't even tell they're black because there's so much dust on them. Of course, that's because I left the bin open when I was doing the drywall in the basement, but that's a whole other story. But I go in. I will never ever, like, this set is going to be etched into my memory of how immaculate the pieces are. It's like they were never even built before. The sad part is the pieces that were missing, like the quarry base plate. I got two other 24 by 32 base plates in there, by the way, in the lot, but they were just all studs. One came with the 404, and I'm not sure what the other one came in. The fires, one was mint, so the base plates are mint. The 10 by 20s are mint. These pieces are mint. Besides, I've shown you all the broken pieces I had, like the lift arm for the bulldozer, and the 4x8, which is here, which the end piece is broken off. You know, that happens from like, and the 4x6 gray that completely disintegrated in my hands when I was trying to put it together, brittle gray. Yeah, but that's a known issue. But I'm talking about it too much, but I cannot fathom how this set got to me in this good condition. This lot got to me in this good a condition. I have no rationale for it. None. Besides, they bought it. The kid looked at it and dumped the pieces into the box and never opened the box and they sold it to me. But then that wouldn't justify the missing pieces. So it's like, it is what it is. I do like pontificating about this stuff, and thinking about it. But in the end, just look at the glossiness. Let me see if I can look at the glossiness. Like, there are no teeth marks. There are no scratches. Like, when we were kids, like my dad, we lived in the house my dad built, by the way. And he had a poured concrete basement, which he finished because he was a bricklayer and he knows how to finish concrete. It was a really nice finished basement. We used to have parties down there. Like, beautiful brick work on the walls, of beautiful mantle fireplaces, where you save the wood, and little display cases from my dad found scuba diving, so he had these display cases made. Like, the basement was gorgeous, even the ceiling in the basement. That's built in the 60s, but he finished the basement so he could entertain people. But the actual floor was concrete that was covered over. It wasn't painted. It was, I'm not exactly sure, but it had some sort of a dappled effect to it. And it was because we had parties on there, you know, we don't want an ugly looking floor, but it was concrete. And so when we were playing with Lego in the basement, we would dump the cardboard box Lego out onto the floor. And so you're with the pieces on a concrete floor. That's a little bit rough. You know, it's not a smooth concrete floor with, you know, whatever. And so I would say most of our pieces, because in this context, my brother and my sister and me, most of our pieces were not abused, but they were moved around on concrete floors. So that's sandpaper. So, and that's what happened. And then if your friends come over and you play, and sometimes it'd be up in the living room, but my mom didn't want the Lego in the living room overall because there's Lego in the living room. so we played with Lego in the basement. When we got to the new house, we had VA tiles in the basement, which still, you're playing with Lego on the floor in the basement, even with VA tiles, there's going to be, you know, dust and whatever, and you're scraping around trying to find the piece you want and whatever. They're going to get a little buffed up. But I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at, like, let's look at the fire station. Look at the fire truck. I love this fire truck. But you look at the fire truck. There's none. There's nothing. And, of course, the chrome is still just as gorgeous as it always was. Look at, and the ladder is mint. Like, this ladder was never used. Like, when we were kids, we played with these ladders, and we broke these ladders. Like, because they're a pretty flimsy piece, right? I don't know. I absolutely adore this lot for the cleanliness and the non-used of it. And again, I just cannot get over that. And then on the flip side, I can't understand how every other color is perfectly fine and the yellow, I mean the white sucks. Straight up. It's just going to be, it's going to be one of those things that I'm going to have to remember of how did it get here to be like this bad. But anyway, that's it. That's all. I talked enough about this lot. It's a wonderful lot. I don't mind losing some of these sets. So if you do see them and you want to say, hey, Dave, I'll offer you X amount of money for it, I'm honestly willing to let these things go. I paid, I won't tell you exactly how much I paid for the lot, but it was not a lot at all for the lot. I like that. Not a lot for the lot. And I didn't mind because I was only interested in these sets, and what I paid for the lot I thought was justified by these two sets. And the fact that these two sets got to be the way they are, I'm more than happy with just keeping these two sets and letting everything else go. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. What I am going to say right now is I'm going to take some pictures and I'm going to put them up on Marketplace. I really am. I do not know, although I think I'm warranted to do this, I might post them on the Trolog Discord that I'm actually selling. So I might put them in the buy, sell, trade thing because it's there. But other than that, there you go. My March 2024 lot, 6 sets, 6 for me, lovely sets. Your mileage may vary, but this is my childhood right here. And then when I kept my hobby going, this is future of my childhood, future of my hobby. So I remember every one of these sets. I own 50% of these sets. So I think I said that before. That's it. I've talked enough. I rambled on enough. You guys heard me say the same thing over and over 1,000 times. Sorry about that. Next video might be a little more coherent. Probably not. You guys all stay safe, take care, and I will talk to you soon.